Hey, what's up, everybody? Chef Luchador here, coming at you once again with another video. First of all, I want to thank the people that have watched my video. Thank you very much for giving me your time. And hopefully it helps at least one of you in any kind of way, especially in understanding the process of weight loss and all these other issues that have come up. And so now this video that I'm going to do is going to be something very personal. So the title for this video is going to be Food is an Addiction. And yes, I'm an addict. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into how is food an addiction? Well, food is an addiction because it gets you excited, just like if you're doing any other kind of drug. It gives you some sort of dopamine, the endorphins and such like that, especially when it's something sweet, something savory, something crunchy, something that brings you back a memory. And that seems to be the other thing. An issue with food addiction is that a lot of food addiction is connected with memory. The mental aspect, like I said, weight loss isn't physical, it's mental. And that seems to be the problem because a lot of us seem to be eating because we are trapped in a past cycle. And so until you are able to resolve these issues, or not even resolve these issues, just as long as you're able to acknowledge these issues and have an understanding of these issues, you'll be able to tackle your food addiction. Now, I do have a food addiction. I am addicted to food. I am not ashamed to say it no more. Back in the days I was. And I want to share a little bit of that experience with you. So maybe, perhaps, you can find some of these triggers and you can avoid doing these and have yourself a better life and a more enjoyable life at a better weight, because it all matters. Do not let anybody sit here and tell you that being fat is okay. Because it is not. And I am not going to be here and I am not going to fat shame you on that issue as well. What I will tell you is to take care of yourself. Become a better you. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. If you have kids, you owe it to them to do better. Be better. And with that being said, we go into the journey of my food addiction. Now, when I say food addiction, I truly and honestly mean a food addiction. We are talking about eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and overeating at each sitting. Growing up, it was we didn't know if there was going to be food, so we would eat. And the thing is that we grew up poor. I'm not gonna lie. But when I turned 14, I started working a summer job and I started getting money. So I started going out to eat more often, taking my brother to all you can eat buffets and stuff like that. And stuff like that, it just grew and grew and grew and grew. And my entire life, as you can tell by my title, I'm a chef. And my entire life, I have been working in kitchens since I was 16. So getting food is not hard. If you work in the kitchen and you go home hungry, you're doing something wrong. And so like I said, I would go to the drive-thru and I would order, let's say we're at McDonald's. I'd order 2 20-piece nuggets, 2 McDoubles, 2 hot and spicies, 2 large fries, and 2 Cokes. And that was one meal. Or if I ate fried chicken, I'd get me an 8-piece chicken with the fries. They used to have this little chicken place over here where I was at, and they would sell an 8-piece chicken and a whole thing of fries for like $5. And this is back in the days. We're talking about 03 to 07 to 2010, around that time. And so that's what the food intake would be for me. Breakfast would be about 5 tacos and a large lemonade. And like I said, then we do lunch and then we would do dinner. And depending on what we were eating, that's what the menu would be. So like if I would go to Little Caesars, I would buy a hot and ready, and make it a meal, and to get the soda or the drink with it, and I'd eat all that, and I could eat the large pizza in about 7 minutes. I think if I really tackle it, I can eat it really fast, and I'll be hungry in about an hour or so. And so that's how food addiction works, like I can, and there's something in my mind, maybe you have it also, where it does not trigger that you are full. And so once you understand that, especially if you're overeating, because if you have a food addiction and you overeat, that's even worse. So understand one thing: if you are overeating, you need to be able to identify the overeating, and you need to be able to train yourself to slow down, to eat slower, to eat less. And with time and training, you'll discipline yourself little by little. This is not going to take 1 or 2 days to do. This can take years to do. So do not be discouraged if you can't find the internal fortitude to change this. Okay, but the thing that we do have to do is we have to understand that we have this problem. And once you find out that you have this problem, you can actually tell yourself, okay, so I am a food addict. I am addicted to food. I love the way that it feels. I love the way that it tastes. So now you have to be able to change, to develop into being a more healthier eater. So now we change and we try to develop ourselves into a different person. If you are, like for me, for an example, as me, if I know I want to eat a lot, I always want to eat a lot. So now I have made it a decision to eat healthier. I don't eat pizza no more. I don't eat fried chicken no more. I have not eaten McDonald's. I have not bought anything from McDonald's since 2020, since we couldn't leave our house. You know what I'm talking about. So it's been almost 5 years since I've actually bought something from McDonald's. And I don't think I'll ever buy anything from there ever again. And so these are the little victories that you have to take for yourself, and you have to find the reasoning why you need to do this. Just like a drug addict, you need to find something inside that wants to help you change, because no one is going to help you change. Change comes from within. It comes from the self. So if you're not ready to change, then you're not ready to change. And it goes back to the video, when will I lose weight? When you can answer those questions, then you might be ready. And understanding that you have a food addiction, do not feel ashamed, okay? That is the last thing that you need to do, is you do not feel guilty, and do not feel ashamed. Just understand that you do have this issue, and how can you fix this issue? And some of these issues, these ways to fix these issues, is to eat more moderately, eat healthier, perhaps one meal a day. If you are going to eat a lot, I would say, if you are going to eat a lot and you know you're going to eat a lot, eat it in one meal. And that is your meal for the day. Now, this sounds kind of odd, but we need to train ourselves. So if we go ahead and eat one large meal a day, that has to be the only meal that we eat for a day. And it's fine. You're not going to starve. You do not have to eat 3 times a day plus your 2 snacks. A lot of this information that they've been giving you is wrong. And so it's ingrained in your mind that you have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You do not. What I would want you to do is I would want you to eat one meal a day. If you're going to eat a lot, that's fine. But eat it all in one meal a day. And this will train you to understanding that you don't need breakfast, you don't need lunch or dinner. You just need one of them. And you'll train yourself like this. And then from there, the meals will get smaller. And you feel better. You feel more confident. When the weight starts coming off, that's when you'll start looking good, and you'll replace one addiction with the other addiction. I'd rather have a gym obsessed addiction than a food obsessed addiction. So a lot of people can differ on that, but I'd rather be addicted to the gym than addicted to food, and I will always be addicted to food, and I'm not ashamed of it no more. And I'm okay, and I'm all right, and I'm fine. Just like you can be fine as well too. Just as long as you come to that vulnerability in your life when you can tell yourself and maybe others that you're addicted to food and that you're a food addict. And now that you have acknowledged that, you can see differently. You can train yourself differently now. And so this is what needs to happen, and this is what needs to be. Food is an addiction, guys. So take care of yourself and be very cautious with this addiction, because it will send you to the grave if you're not careful enough. It will give you the health problems that a lot of people say is not affiliated with being overweight. A food addiction is probably the worst addiction, because it's the addiction no one will ever tell you about, and it's the addiction that no one, I don't know, just be very careful with food, guys. This is Chef Luchador signing out. Remember, if nobody's told you I love you, if nobody has, like, comments, subscribe, share this video with someone. Watch my other videos too, man. Give me a like, help me out.